Sarah arrived at SynthGrid Innovations with a new laptop bag, 3 backup pens, and the private conviction that everyone would immediately know she used to answer phones for a living.
Sarah, welcome aboard. We love a career change story. It is agile, it is bold, and frankly, it is excellent for culture.
Thank you. I am very excited to contribute to the team and absolutely not damage anything important.
That is the spirit. Jonathon will onboard you, brilliant engineer. Very direct. Think of him as a high-performance mentorship experience.
Sarah smiled as if high-performance mentorship did not sound like a legally distinct form of being hit by a tram. Jonathon did not look like a villain. Unfortunately, he did look like someone who could spot a missing semicolon from across a suburb.
You are Sarah. Your first task is to refactor the legacy settings panel without altering persisted user state.
Right? Legacy settings panel. User state remains emotionally and technically intact.
Technically intact is sufficient. Emotionally intact is not currently in scope.
Good, great. I love a clear scope. My personal panic will open a separate ticket. Chloe, emergency. My mentor speaks in compressed error messages.
Did he insult you, or did he give you requirements without emotional cushioning?
Both, probably. He said my approach was inefficient.
Was it?
That is not the supportive branch of this conversation.
Supportive branch says breathe, ask questions, and stop treating every code review like a prophecy. The project meeting began with optimism and ended 7 minutes later with Dave discovering he had deployed optimism to the wrong branch.
Tiny clarification. When the build server says catastrophic, is that a standardized severity label?
In this case, it is unusually accurate.
I can check the release notes and trace what changed after the merge.
Do that, Dave. Do not touch production, or staging, or any keyboard connected to either.
Sarah should have enjoyed not being the most terrified person in the room. Instead, she was annoyed by how calmly Jonathon protected Dave from complete professional combustion. By 10:17, the bug had survived 3 senior theories, 2 dashboards, and 1 silent contest between Sarah's fear and her stubbornness.
What if the data is fine, but the interface saves the user's last filter after the permissions check?
That would be backwards.
Yes, but users are excellent at finding backwards things.
Run that path again.
The test failed exactly where Sarah said it would. For 1 glorious second, her imposter syndrome lost network connection.
You found it. I missed the user sequence.
Sorry, not sorry. Professionally not sorry.
The next morning, Jonathon performed the most alarming act Sarah had witnessed so far. He bought her coffee.
You worked late. Caffeine is a reasonable maintenance action.
That might be the least romantic sentence ever spoken over a latte.
Was romance a requested feature?
No, obviously not. That would be wildly out of scope.
Sarah took the coffee and discovered, with deep personal inconvenience, that his almost smile had excellent timing.
Tonight is about trust, vulnerability, and collaborative communication.
Those are 3 separate agendas with no estimated runtime.
I think Maria means we talk to each other without making it sound like a system outage.
That seems inefficient but socially valuable.
Wonderful. I am choosing to hear growth. Honestly, same.
A week earlier, Sarah would have swallowed her idea and called it strategic listening. Today, she opened the slide deck with hands that shook only a little.
If we redesign the permissions flow around real user behavior, we can reduce the failure cases without adding another settings screen.
Love the energy. Very human-centered, very scalable.
It is also technically sound. Sarah's proposal removes 2 redundant services and closes the edge case from last week's incident.
Thank you. I had a terrifying amount of notes.
Useful notes. There is a distinction.
Sarah tried not to glow. She failed with professional restraint. After the client presentation succeeded, Sarah waited for triumph to arrive. Instead, Jonathon suggested one final optimization.
Can you just once say I did well without attaching a performance note?
I thought the performance note was evidence that I paid attention.
It makes me feel like I'm always one mistake away from proving I should not be here.
You should be here. I have been attempting to communicate that.
Your attempt sounds a lot like criticism.
Then my implementation is faulty.
There it was, not an apology exactly, but the door to one opened by a man who catalogued feelings like production defects. Jonathon found Sarah by the river the next evening, carrying no laptop, no diagrams, and the expression of a man approaching undocumented territory.
I prepared a statement. Then I deleted it because it sounded like release notes.
Progress already.
You disrupt my assumptions. You make the work better. You make me want to be clearer even when clarity is uncomfortable.
That is dangerously close to a feeling.
It is a feeling. I am in love with you. The syntax is simple. The runtime implications are significant.
Good, because I am in love with you too, and I refuse to write tests for that.
For once, Sarah did not need external validation, a flawless review, or a perfectly worded requirement. She only needed the courage to stay, messy and brilliant in the life she had built.